that, my friends. 800-848-9222. 800-848-9222. Let's go back to the phones, back to what I call fun. Let's go to Evan in New Jersey. You're on another side of midnight with Lionel.
Lionel, happy 4th. How you doing?
Good, sir.
Excellent. So I will be celebrating, hopefully, in the cool today. Hopefully my power doesn't go out.
Yes. Excellent.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was thinking of going to a parade this morning, but, one of the things that I really love about this country, and my late grandmother always said this, and I think it's applicable to many different things, you can tell a lot about a community based on the grocery store, and of course, being from Jersey, the diners, because when you overhear some of the conversations that take place in a diner, it reminds me of a bodega maybe, or even a barber shop, and I think it's just incredible, and I think that's a little piece of America that a lot of people...
Do you have any links to Philly by any chance?
I used to live in South Jersey.
Okay, I was going to say yes. I could hear it. I could hear it in your voice.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm an Eagles fan. Do you root for Tampa Bay? If I have to,
no.
Is that where you're from?
I don't root for anybody. I have no. I mean, I'm from. By the way, Tampa Bay is a body of water. I never understood that. Green Bay, at least, is a city. That's they say. Where do you live? East River? What? Anyway,
you see, I'm ignorant about this because I've been.
You do know you have a couple of telltale words, just like a boot is to Canada. I can tell. You can tell, by the way, a regionalism. And that's, by the way, it's very, very, be proud of that. Be proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yes.
you bring up something which is, I try to explain to people, I said, first of all, diners, it's the wrong name. They're just, how they do this, I have no idea. There's something I love the most pedestrian, the most run-of-the-mill, the most prototypical Greek diner with the, Stapalopoulos, that kind of thing, where the family is there and they're yelling. That's what I want. There's nothing like it. There is a style that has a lot of aluminum, I mean, I love those. That is just...
Oh, absolutely.
What's also wonderful, too? You could, wherever you're driving on a Sunday, there'll be a little place like a Tasty Freeze or a little soft serve ice cream with a line down the block. And people will always say, I got to go there. I've got to go. And it's very nondescript. I love that.
Sometimes the best places actually don't take credit cards, I've noticed.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And and I love, as we get into the summer, especially with Jersey, the corn and the farms and the tomatoes, and it's just...
Blueberry capital of the world, Hamilton, New Jersey.
Where is that?
Hamilton, New Jersey, blueberry capital of the world. I would say it's about 30 minutes outside. 30 minutes outside of Atlantic City. They have something called Red, White, and Blueberry Festival every year, and ours just passed I'm not from Hamilton, but that literally just passed a few days ago. And the blueberries are to die for.
Do you know what's funny? We had a thing outside of Tampa. There's a place, Plant City, they call it the strawberry capital of the world. They have the strawberry festival, the strawberry this, the strawberry that. And one year I was in this radio station, and they said, do you want to be a part of this promotion? I said, oh God, what is it? They said, it's the cow chip throwing contest. I said, are you kidding me? I said, this is the most stupid thing. He goes, no, come on, it's the station. It's like, all right, okay. So anyway, I'm doing a morning drive, or doing a show. It was middays. And they said, listen, the people from, I think it was Ada, Beaver, wherever it was, Arkansas. I said, who? They said, from the cow chip throwing. I said, what are you talking about? I said, no, they're from the original, or the official cow chip, league or something. I said, there's a league? I said, you're kidding me. So anyway, they came, they're very serious. So they said, are you going to be participating? I said, yeah, I mean, I'll take one for the team. He goes, well, this is very important because we have a judge who measures the cow chip before you throw it. And I said, these people are demented. There's big.
Anyway, the bar exams be a judge for
that? No. But listen to this. So I went out there for this event. This is very, very American. They had this is the Plant City Strawberry Festival. They had a greased pole where people tried to climb. I thought, I don't know what century this is from. So I met this guy from a competing radio station. He came up, he says, I win every year. I said, you win what? He said, the cow chip throwing. I said, what is with you people and this stupid? I said, fine, you'll win. I don't care. I'm only doing this because they told me I had to come. So anyway, we're at this is a true story. There was this wagon, but they had all these cow chips. They're all dried out. And they have a judge who has a tape measure, and he measures it. So I get to select my chip. Okay. Now everybody's picking up these round things, but I saw one that looked almost like a flying saucer. It was flat. So I said, I'm going to throw this. Okay. So it came time to throw it. This guy heaves it. It's no big deal. I threw mine, and I swear to God, a gust of wind or something, it took off like this. Frisbee. And people in the stands were cheering, and I won. But I didn't just win. I broke the record. And I said, because you schmucks are... Anyway, the second year, I said, I got to do this again. The second year, I broke my record. Now, I'm not kidding you, Mr. Cow Chips. They wanted, I swear to God, they interviewed me with whatever this paper was in this little town. Anyway, I turned around when I won, and they gave me a trophy. They said, "Do you have any words?" Evan, I'm not kidding you. I'm in this stadium. I said, just like this, I said, this is what America is about. To get good, clean fun. So anyway, and I'm kind of like schmaltzing it up. But then I kind of got choked up. I realized, wait a minute. Here I am. I'm throwing cow turds, and people are clapping. And I thought, damn it, this is America. You can have your Hamptons. You can have whatever you want. Give me Plant City, and let me throw cow chips. And I love these little local things. Like I would love to go to that little blueberry thing. In Florida, in a place called San Antonio, around Dade City, they have the rattlesnake roundup. You know the Bellamy brothers. They're in the country music. They live in this place, Darby. Anyway, they had a rattlesnake roundup. They don't have it anymore because it was this guy. And I thought, for God's sakes, how many rattlesnakes are they going to find?
Wow. It's interesting. I've been to 31 states, and I have not yet been to Florida. And people are very surprised to learn this about me.
What was your favorite state other than Jersey?
Well, if we're talking about favorite state as in state that I would most like to move to if I had to leave New Jersey, it would definitely be the Boston area because I just love Boston. But
really?
If I would say visiting, though, I really love driving to Texas. Texas was unbelievable. I love the Dallas area.
Isn't that something? There are 3 states in this country that I think are on its own that are almost separate. Louisiana, Texas, but West Virginia. These people are so West by God, Virginia. And I told them, I said, and they're very, there's an old joke. How can you tell that the inventor of the toothbrush is from West Virginia? Anybody else would call it a teeth brush. Anyway, because that's their whole thing. They're redneck. A friend of mine sent me a picture. He said, I'm in West Virginia. And he stopped at this little kind of not a bodega, but a little convenience store at a gas station. And they had cigarettes and brass knuckles. They're selling this. I said, this is America. And I said, not only are you've got Virginia, but you're like West Virginia. You don't even have your own name. But they have this pride, this like weird pride. I'm telling you, did you know that in Florida there's a place called Casadega? The whole the whole town, I guess, is nothing but psychics. The whole place.
Really?
Everybody. It's so interesting. There's Christmas and
The
Cadillac.
elections must be wild there.
Yes. Evan, I've enjoyed this immensely. Please call me again, my friend, and happy 4th of July to you, sir.
Happy 4th. Thank you.
Indeed. Let's go back.